Hello, I'm Becca Hollinshead. I work here at Betsy Cadwallader University Health Board as the Project Manager for the North Wales Dental Academy. And I'm here today with Peter Green-Smith, who is the Project Director, to ask him a few questions about the North Wales Dental Academy project. Hi, Pete.
Hi there.
I wondered if you could start by giving us an update as to where we are currently in the process.
Yep, definitely. So as you know, the procurement was out earlier in the year for responses. We've had all of those responses back. We've individually scored them as partner organisations, and we've come together as a group and we've scored them. We have a preferred bidder. Unfortunately, at the moment, we are currently still going through the governance process. We are in the final stages now. The last meeting internally here at Betsy for that is towards the end of September. Once that's been cleared, we just need to ratify with Welsh Government, and we will go back to the preferred bidder and have a conversation with them. And at that point, it gets very exciting for us all because it starts to become real, and we can start to tell people who we've partnered with and what it is that we're looking to do in the near term.
It sounds great. Okay, so what are the immediate next steps for the Academy?
So there are two different elements there, really. So the immediate first steps are to mobilise the GDS practice in Bangor, which will be the first base for the Academy when it's up and running. So behind the scenes at the moment, we're doing a lot of work around looking at training, really. So what are our requirements? What do we think our gaps are moving forward? We're consulting with our colleagues across the stakeholders, but also we're talking to our colleagues in secondary care and looking at our referral patterns currently to understand where we think our areas of need are. But because we don't want to do this on a one-sided basis, we're also formulating a questionnaire that we'll send out to practices across North Wales. In that questionnaire, we'll be asking people those questions, really. These are the thoughts that we have around training direction. What is it that you think, is that right or is that wrong, and give you an opportunity to input. So that's one of the work streams. The second one really is academy based. So it's looking at mobilising the academy and the practice in Bangor, looking at putting some timescales in for that and looking at when that delivery will come on stream, but also looking at into the future. There's a lot of training needs that we've already identified, and as we mentioned a lot during the procurement, but I'll recap again just in case anybody didn't pick up on it. The academy concept is really just an umbrella. So the practice in Bangor will be the first academy practice, so it will be North Wales Dental Academy at whatever the Bangor practice is called. But our long-term future vision is to have lots of practices involved in delivery of the academy. So one of the things high on my agenda at the moment is looking at how do we get that criteria for who could be the next practices. So part of that will be through the questionnaire that we send out. We'll be asking people if they're interested in any of what we're doing there. But also we will be looking to just have practices approaches, really, and say we've had a good idea, we've got some innovation, we're doing things differently, or actually we've worked on some training in this area previously and we'd like to deliver some of that. So we're really investigating all of the academy. And I guess if I go back 6 months or so now, however long it feels longer than that, maybe 8 or 9 months, but if we go back to when we had the initial discussions around the procurement, a lot of the talk at that time was around taking it slowly and introducing the first practice and then building on that. Really, that's still kind of the plan. The bit that we've accelerated is the bit that sits behind that, really. So, we want to be delivering that training. We want to be looking at the whole practice. So part of what we're looking at currently is the non-clinical elements of the practice and how we support those with training and upskilling, as well as some of the more clinical areas. So we're lucky in a way that we've got an engaged project team. We're lucky that we have an engaged senior management team here in both dental and in primary care, who are really allowing us to go at a speed that's a lot quicker than we thought we would be at this point. But we're not racing ahead with anything. We're doing this properly. We're going through the governance and we're gathering people's views to make sure that it's not delivering the project team's view of what life in North Wales actually is. We are hopefully going to involve all of the dental community across North Wales in that decision making.
Yeah. All sounds great. Fantastic for North Wales dentistry. Okay, so you've given us a bit of a vision for the Academy. So just finally, can you explain what individuals and practices can do currently to get involved?
Yep, so firstly, the questionnaire will be a big one for me. It's simple, it's easy, it won't take a lot of your time to fill it in, but it's quite crucial for me, definitely, in knowing what is it that our practices across North Wales actually want. But outside of that, there are two other things really. I guess the first one is to think about what level of involvement you would like in the Academy for your practice and for the colleagues within your practice as well. To start that thinking around what level of involvement could you do? Could it be placements? Could it be supporting some of the courses? Could it be supporting practice in your area? Could it be sharing good practice? There's a lot of different ways that could be. And the second one really for me is around some of the existing stuff. So, we know that QI is a really important tool. We know that peer review is an important tool. Both of them will form part of the backbone of the Academy. We want to take them to the next level. So we want to be looking at, is there learning that could be taken from doing a QI project? Either a number of practices doing the same QI project, or practices working jointly on a QI practice that really affects something within their area or locality. So there's that element as well. But really, I think, I've said this a lot, not perhaps around the Academy, but around dental services more widely. Talk to us. This isn't a closed door. The Academy is a Betsy project, but I include all of our independent contractors as part of that Betsy family. So, you may not be direct employees, but I still count you as part of my project team, and I want people to be involved. And so whether that is speaking to me, contacting us through one of the platforms. So we're on Instagram and Twitter. We have our own presence on the Primary and Community Care Academy website, but we also have a dedicated email address now for the Dental Academy. So contact us on any of those, speak to your contract officers when you're speaking to them. If you see us in a meeting, have a discussion with us, flag to us that you're interested, but really just get on board and let us know that you want to do something. Because for me, this project isn't for the North Wales dental community, it's about the North Wales dental community, and we need to really expand that community, and the Health Board needs to play its part in being part of that community. And I'm fully signed up to doing that. I'm really engaged in being a part of that community, and I really hope that practices want to be involved in this. It's a really exciting journey that we're doing here. We could have gone ahead and done training practices the way they're done across the rest of the UK, but we didn't want that for North Wales. We wanted something different. And I really hope that the dental community of North Wales wants something different, and that they will get involved and help us make it not just innovative, but continue to be innovative, but more importantly, make it beneficial to the whole dental community of North Wales, including our patients, really.
Fantastic. That's great. Well, thank you ever so much for your time today, Pete. I guess the bottom line is keep your eye open for the questionnaire that's coming, and feel free to get in contact with us on social media. You can find us on Twitter, NW Dental Acad. Please get in touch. Yeah. Thanks again for your time, Pete.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.